All right, so we are now live. So welcome to the orientation of the PPC Mastery Summit Q4 edition. And this particular session is brought to you by Rpc Logistics. So you'll be finding more about Rpc Logistics here in a moment. But I have this strange paranoia when it comes to technology that folks can't hear me because something's not working right. So if you don't mind, can you either comment or click the little thumbs up to let me know that you can hear me? So that would be super helpful. And then I'm going to just do a little housekeeping item here in the background. So welcome everyone as we are about to get started on this orientation for the PPC Mastery Summit Q4 edition. So let's go ahead and get started here. So share to a group. And here we go. So, all right. So if you can hear me, let me know in the comments that you can hear me. Wasif, I think you said your name right, says hello from YouTube. Yep, can hear you. That's great. Thank you for confirming that. Andrews Cohen says all good. So we must be doing good here. So welcome everyone to this live stream. And we're going to be talking about what you can do to maximize your time at the PPC Mastery Summit, as well as also some tips for really making it the best possible summit. Because at the end of the day, we want you to have a good experience. And so if you're on the fence and you haven't quite yet purchased your ticket, Greg says we're good. So thank you, Greg. Thank you, everybody, for confirming. All right. So if you've not yet grabbed your ticket to the PPC Mastery Summit, you can do so by going to ppcmasterysummit.com and grabbing your ticket. I know many of you, I see your names and I recognize your names as on the ticket list. So welcome. And so now we're going to chat with one of our sponsors. I'm going to bring on Pam Kale here. So Pam.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Hello, everyone.
Yes, Pam is from Rpc Logistics. So she is the sponsor of this particular session. And so Pam, real quick, tell me a little bit about yourself and Rpc Logistics and what it is you do.
Rpc Logistics is an all-in be-all of freight, and we are more or less the travel agent for freight. So if you've got a product that needs to go from point A to point B, then you can choose Rpc Logistics to get it there, along with the customs clearance and dealing with your supplier on the other end, or dealing with Amazon on the United States end. Rpc is very, very unique in that you can call me, email me, and we can discuss your logistics planning. It's unlimited. It's one of the things that has always put us above and beyond everybody, because usually after a few minutes, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I've got to catch another call or whatever. Nope. If I've got to take you off the ledge, you know, from your shipping experience, I'll stay on the phone with you or email. In fact, I just did that last week with someone who is desperate to get their Halloween items in, and they're still on the port. I've got 35 years experience, and believe it or not, I have talked to directors, I have talked to port people, I have talked to everyone, sent a letter, and I have gone the fullest extent to get this charity event ongoing, and it's going to start on 10/15. And I was able to get 3 of the 5 containers to Tennessee, which, you know, they were stuck. And because really now it's who you know, how you can get to where you need to go, who's handling it. It's just a new world for all logistics. So we have been able to incorporate some of my time, experience, and expertise along with the people we know, and these containers have arrived, and it's good. Now we've got a little snafu that, you know, our pumpkins are in one that are still stuck, but we're working on it today. We have high hopes for it to come out today. But that's what we do at Rpc. We go the extra mile. We're the partner. We're in your business, and we're the silent employee that you never have to pay for or benefits or worry about vacation time. So we've always just kind of been an extension of the people and the customers that we support in our freight forwarding and customs clearance. And we can do a little or a lot. We can do small items and small shipments or large. We can do containers, and we can do LCL freight, less than containers. So that's our overall image. And we don't, what should I say? We don't turn anything down, but we do understand that some people prefer the click method and doing their business at 3 a.m. And RPC is not one of those. However, I feel like the customer service that we extend is will help out and offset maybe our technology.
Well, okay, so I'll give you a kudos here. So I'm going to say this: I've used your services, I've recommended your services for a long time, and everybody's been very happy with it. You are down to earth, you're there helping people, and when you talk about customer service, you're not just saying that as a talking point, because you answer the phone or the text and you get back quickly. So kudos to you and what you do. And I'm not just saying that because you're a sponsor. You're a sponsor because I know you do good work. And so where can folks go if they want to check you out?
Please email me at pam@rpclogistics.net, or you can go to our website, rpclogistics.net.
Okay, gotcha. So they can either email you, pam@rpclogistics.net, or they can just go to rpclogistics.net, which is right there on the screen, and they can check you out. So if anyone has any needs for shipping, I know there's a lot going on, so definitely get multiple quotes. And I would say if you got prices similar, definitely give Pam a shout, because she definitely will take good care of you. Whereas, I know with some freight forwarders, you get kind of just lost in the shuffle of what they have going on. But Pam and Rick and Pam Kale as an RPC Logistics, they'll both take really good care of you. So Pam, I appreciate you coming on. This was a lot of fun. Anything else you want to say, parting words for folks? RPC or freight or Q4 coming up here?
Have a wonderful summit. Do learn that there are experts out there, and RPC considers themselves one of the experts in freight. So I
would definitely
hope to be talking to each and every one of you. And like I said, we have unlimited help in logistics planning. So if you're stuck, or if you just feel like you need to talk to somebody who's got some experience going through 2008, 15, and now through COVID, please give me a call, and maybe I can take you off the ceiling too, and we can get a plan going.
Yes, definitely. So recommend folks go check you out. So thank you so much, Pam.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. So again, that was rpclogistics.net. And so you can go check out Pam and her team at rpclogistics.net. And so the reason that we're here, let's talk about the reason that we're here. So we are here because not just to talk about RPC Logistics, who is the sponsor of this particular session, but we also want to talk about the Ppc Mastery Summit. So if you don't yet have your ticket to the Ppc Mastery Summit, which is starting tomorrow as we go through this, I would recommend grabbing your ticket. It's a whopping $7, and we've got 8 fantastic speakers. So that's less than $1 per session. And that's about the price of a coffee drink. So if you go out, you just skip Starbucks one day, you'll pay for this. And so this will pay for itself many times over as well if you just implement one thing you learned from this, especially with the Q4 season coming up here. So lots of good stuff happening here. So, all right, so let's talk about how you can maximize the Ppc Mastery Summit. So a couple things for those of you who are ticket holders. That's great. For those of you who are on the fence, again, grab your ticket now, because in less than 24 hours, we are going to be cutting this off. And so if you are interested in joining us, we would absolutely love to have you join us at the summit. And so what we're trying to do here is to make sure that everybody has their access and their expectations and how they maximize their time. And so most people have the $7 general admission ticket, which I think is phenomenal. And so that's a kudos to you investing not just your time, or sorry, your money, but also your time that you're going to be investing here tomorrow. And so originally we said the summit was going to be Tuesday, October 12th. And so that is a 1-day summit. And then I said we would give you at least 24 hours. So tomorrow at 10 a.m., we will turn on the speaker sessions. And so we'll also have the opening session tomorrow at 10 a.m. as well. And so we originally had said that you would have 24 hours. So that'd be 10 a.m. to 10 a.m. Well, I'm going to extend that. And so we're going to over deliver on that. And so you will have until 10 a.m., not just till 10 a.m., but until midnight on the following day. So on Wednesday at midnight. So that's almost 2 full days of content that you'll have. After that, you would need to upgrade to VIP, which you can always go to maximizingecommerce.com to upgrade to VIP. If you do that, if you upgrade your general admission ticket to VIP, you're going to get a couple perks. One, you get the ongoing access to the summit. 2, you're going to also get a $50 credit with our sponsor PickFu. So that's going to offset quite a bit of your costs. And then 3, we're also going to have a Q&A session, which will only be available to VIPs tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So you can check that out and join us. So we've got Travis Ziegler and Ritu Java, 2 of our speakers, are going to be joining us for that, basically a panel session, so you can ask your questions. And so not just getting, kind of hypotheticals, but you can ask your questions to them, and they can see your body language and everything, and that'll be on a Zoom call. So, but that is exclusively for VIPs. Then we also are going to have a VIP only offer for something that I haven't even announced yet, and that will be coming here soon. And so that offer will be made here in the next day or 2. And so that's going to be something that's not been available before. And I'm only making that offer available to VIPs. So another little perk. So quite a few perks of being VIP. And then again, you'll have the access beyond Wednesday at midnight Eastern time. So, all right. So let's go over a few things. So you're going to get your login credentials on sometime right after this. I expect to send that out right after we're done here. So one thing I just want to kind of go over here. So one of the challenges that folks have a few times with this is sometimes the login. So I just want to show you guys the login here. Actually, let me change that to a different one. Stand by. All right. I'm going to pull up the login screen just so you can see what it looks like. All right. So let's go ahead and share my screen so you can see all this good stuff, which will be very helpful for you because I want to ease some of the nerves that people have because you have a limited window to watch the sessions. So I know a lot of people want to make sure that they take advantage of being able to watch the sessions as much as possible. So let's go ahead and share the screen. So, oops, that doesn't look good. So let's try that again. Stop share, and then let's share again. So we're going to share the screen. It's doing it again. All right. That does that every now and then. So 3rd time is going to be the charm here. So wish me luck. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments along the way, and I'll be more than happy to answer whatever questions you might have. So let's see if this works now. Nope. Let's try undoing that, coming back in. Sorry. Almost there. All right. So it looks like we're back in business. Okay. So here's what I wanted to show you almost. Sorry, got a little challenge there we're going to fix. All right, so you're going to see a login screen that's going to look like this. Okay, now we got ourselves organized. So you're going to see a login screen that looks like this. So most things you're going to access, you've probably seen, like, it's maximizingecommerce.com. My email address is maximizingecommerce.com. But this login screen, I'm going to go ahead and zoom that in here. It is actually Kartra.com. So here's the thing. You might not even realize this, but you may have logged into other membership areas that are hosted on a Kartra.com server. So what ends up happening is you might have a username and password that will show up here automatically. So you're going to get an email soon after we're done with this. So if you're watching this in the future, you should already have it in your inbox if you are part of the summit. But if you are not yet part of the summit, you can always sign up and get your ticket, and then we'll send you the login credentials. So for those of you watching this, you're going to get your login credentials, and you're going to put in your username and your password there. And so make sure it's copying and pasting the username and password that's in the email we send you. Because here's the challenge. You might have already logged into a Kartra.com for some other event, some other course, some other something where you had access to a Kartra.com platform and didn't even realize it, because you can see right here, this is called a subdomain, that maxecom.kartra.com. That maxecom there in the URL, that's called a subdomain. So your username and password works on my subdomain, but if you have another Kartra subdomain you were logged into, it would be a different username and password. So point being, your username and password won't work. So what you want to do is delete any username and password that shows up automatically, and make sure to just use the one that we are using or that we've given you. And then if you continue to have issues, one thing people do that sometimes work is they just use an incognito screen. So that way you don't have saved logins and passwords. Then what you're going to do is you are going to log in to the portal. And so let me just show you something here with this. And so you're going to see a portal. It's going to be something looks similar to this, and you're going to have access to whichever summits, courses that you've worked out with me. So we'll have a spot down here, kind of somewhere around here, where you'll be able to just click a button to access the summit content. And then when you do, you're going to be taken inside the actual members area. And so once you're in the members area for the PPC Mastery Summit Q4 edition, a couple of things that we can help you with here is you're going to be able to access the content of the summit. So for example, one thing is you can access the replays. We'll add the replays here. So in fact, you'll be able to get the replay for this particular session right here. And then right here, it says speaker sessions available. So if you wanted to access them, you just go to this little menu bar here and just click on where it says speaker sessions and click Ritu Java, for example, so that you can see Ritu's presentation. And then you can also connect with the speakers via whatever links are down there below. And then what I would also suggest doing is, if you like something or something stuck out to you, these speakers are pretty much, for the most part, donating their time. And they know that most people that they're serving in this event are likely not to become, customers or clients of theirs. They're just doing it out of really the goodness of their heart. And I think one of the things that's impactful for them is when people make, good comments, or like, hey, I really enjoyed that, or your point about such and such was really helpful. So if you can add positive comments in the comment section down below, that is super helpful and very much appreciated by our speakers. And so that's basically the gist of how you get in there. So a couple other things you can find in the members area that I think are helpful is, one, I highly recommend joining the Facebook group if you've not already, as well as subscribing on YouTube. we've got links here to connect with our sponsors in case you want to check out. So like, for example, Rpc Logistics that we just chatted with there. And then down here, if you have not yet upgraded to VIP, you can click that button to do that. Then we do have the live session. So if we've got that posted in the Facebook group, I've emailed that a couple of times, depending on how long you've had a ticket. You've gotten at least one email from me, most likely, with the sessions and the timing of all of those. And then down here, we've got the speaker sessions that you can check out. And again, these are available if you are watching this and you have a ticket, but you don't have the VIP ticket, then you can access these starting tomorrow, Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern time through midnight on Wednesday night. So that's almost 2 full days of access that you would have, even though we said it was a Tuesday event, then we said 24 hours, and then we just kept making it better. So we're trying to continue to over deliver. So we'll just call the access that you get on Wednesday a bonus day. So hopefully that is helpful to you, and we appreciate having you as an attendee of the summit. And so this is hopefully been a helpful session. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. And so also a couple of other things is I just want to remind you, if you don't yet have your ticket, we are going to be cutting off ticket sales tomorrow. So you can always go to where are you going to? You are going to, just finding that banner there, ppcmasterysummit.com. Grab your ticket there. If you have a ticket and you're thinking about upgrading to VIP, tonight at midnight, I'm actually going to be increasing the price of the VIP ticket. So if you're thinking about it, now's the best time to do that if you're watching this on Tuesday. And then the price, I think I'm going to actually not even offer the recordings after Wednesday at midnight. And so if you want it, you're watching this before Wednesday at midnight, I would highly recommend that you upgrade. And if you're thinking about upgrading to VIP and you've not yet, and it's still Tuesday before midnight at Eastern time, then you would be Monday at midnight at Eastern time, then I would recommend you do that. So super excited that you're here. So if you don't mind, do me a favor in the chat, let me know, where are you from? It's always fun to talk about, where folks are from, because I really think one of the values of attending live events like this, even if, we're around the world, I mean, literally we have attendees from all over the world attending this. One of the nice things is to be able to connect with other people. And so, there's a certain level of connection if you've had the same experience as someone else. And so I do think the best possible experience you can have is if it's in person, but what we try to do is replicate this as much as possible. So let's just go through a couple comments we have of where folks are joining us. So Marco is joining us from Italy, and Marco is joining us live on Facebook. So hello there, Marco. Wasif is joining us from Pakistan. That's, we've got folks, like I said, literally from all over the world. And I see the tickets that are coming in. So we got folks, that are US based, that are Canada based, that are UK based, that are Italy based, that are Pakistan based, that are based in Singapore. We've got folks from all over. So shout out to pretty much everywhere. So hopefully this has been somewhat informative. Again, the thing I really want to reiterate to folks is you're going to get your login credentials later on today, most likely pretty soon after I'm done with this. I will be sending those out to anyone that has a ticket. And I highly recommend testing out your login credentials if you've not already, because really we want to make sure that you're able to maximize your experience as part of being in the summit. So we've got lots of great content. Now, it's great that you go and you log in. Now, you're not going to see the speaker sessions right away. That's okay, because they're not going to be available till 10 a.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So once you have them, what I would do is you can always just go to ppcmasterysummit.com and look and see again who the speakers are, and maybe plan, if you don't have the ongoing access from VIP, then what you could do is just plan out, okay, who are my main ones I want to make sure to catch right away, because maybe you have limited time, and so you want to make sure to maximize your time in the summit. So a couple other tips I have, and we'll be talking more about this and some strategies to do that, is ask yourself, what is the most impactful thing you can do, because what ends up happening is you feel like you drank from a fire hose after watching all these sessions, and that's normal. If you feel that way, it's okay. So what I would suggest doing is writing out, okay, what are the things you think you want to do? Don't get too caught up in the, do I have time to do this before the holiday season, or is this going to be in, the future? We'll figure that out later. But the first thing I want you to do is start writing something down. Then you start figuring out, like, okay, what is going to be realistically something I can get accomplished between now and the holiday season? And then of those, that kind of subset of what you wrote down originally, what's of that subset, what would be the things that would give you the most benefit? So if you got this done between now and the holiday season, what would give you the most bang for your buck of time invested in whatever it is you're going to do? And then that's what I would focus on. So you want to focus on high value activities, because what you don't want to end up doing, and we've all been there, whether it's a virtual event or an in-person event, where you get excited, you get out and you got all these notes. I'm going to do all these things. And then a year goes by and you're like, I got all these things and all these notes and I got to do all this. And then you beat yourself up, which I've done this before. At least maybe you haven't done this, but I've done this, where I beat myself up like, oh, I got all this stuff to do. I got all these ideas. This is so exciting. And I'm so excited. And then that excitement doesn't translate to action. So if you don't take action, it's not going to translate to results. And so the best thing to do is action begets action. So if you start taking action on something you learn and start moving forward with it, then you're going to be more likely to feel good about it. And then you're like, oh, I did this. I checked this off my list. I got this done. And then you start getting more confident to add more things to the list. But I would focus initially, once this summit is over, on one thing. So just start kind of keeping that in the back of your mind as you're going through and listening to the sessions. Write down things that are ahas, write down things that, this might be something I want to do. Don't get too caught up in, as Tony Robbins would call, the tyranny of how. Don't get too caught up in like, how am I going to get this done? You can figure that part out later. Initially, when you're going through the sessions, it's what do you think would be impactful for your business? That kind of, especially if it excites you, you want to write that down. Then again, you take from what you wrote down to what is going to be realistically something you could do between now and the holiday season. But we're not doing that when we're watching. This is something for after the fact. And then from there, what would be the most high value activity that you could focus on that would move the ball forward the most between now and the holiday season? Because far too often people, they get done, they get this long list, and then they get bits and pieces of the things done in the list, but nothing really gets done and accomplished. And I'm not preaching. I've done this before. So definitely something to keep in mind. And, I've hosted masterminds and, chatted with folks after the fact, after the events like this. And I see it in their eyes. They're so excited, or I hear it, in what they're saying and or writing. And so I don't want to have that happen to you. I want you to be able to get the best possible benefit out of being at the summit. So hopefully this was helpful. Again, test out your login credentials after you get them. When are you going to get the summit content turned on? Exactly 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. So depending on if you're in North Carolina or New York, then you don't have to translate the timing, but everything I'm giving is in Eastern time. So if you're in the UK, you add 5 hours. If you're somewhere else, you add or subtract. For West Coast US, you subtract 3 hours. If you're somewhere else, well, worst case scenario, you can use Google Translate, not Google Translate, but there's Google. You can translate the time differences. So that's basically what we have going on. So again, thank you for being part of this event. Definitely check out our sponsors. Again, our sponsor for this event was Rpc Logistics. So if you are in need of freight, definitely consider Rpc Logistics. You can head over to rpclogistics.net. And Pam had said you could just email her, Pam at rpclogistics.net, just like you see there on the screen. It doesn't have to be case sensitive. I just wrote it that way. So those are options for you. And then again, if you don't yet have your tickets, you can go to ppcmasterysummit.com. If you do have your ticket and you want to upgrade to VIP, you can head on over to maximizingecommerce.com/VIP and upgrade your ticket to a VIP level ticket, which again will get you ongoing access to the summit after Wednesday at midnight Eastern time. You'll get a $50 credit with our sponsor PickFu that you can use to run a poll, which is really cool the way they do it, by the way. And then you'll also get access to tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time, a VIP only Q&A session with Travis Ziegler and Ritu Java. So you'll get that. And I've got a bonus offer that I'm super excited about that I'll be announcing later, which will only be available to VIPs this week. So if that sounds of interest to you, definitely check out VIP. And either way, I hope that you get a lot out of the summit. And my goal to you is, again, don't just let this be entertainment or education or edutainment. Make this be something that you actually implement, because there's a lot of actionable stuff here. So what are the things you're going to implement? And I want to hear your success stories. We want to celebrate it together. So email me after the holidays are over and say, I'm super excited that, XYZ speaker said to do this and I implemented it. And then this is what I got out of it. So that would be the biggest compliment to me for hosting an event like this. And I run events like this just because, I'm a student myself. I feel like we should always be constantly learning. I think the best of the best are always constantly learning. So if you like to think of yourself as the best of the best, then kudos to you for being part of the summit, because you're using this as a chance to grow and learn and develop. So thank you so much. And I wish you the best, and I'll see you in the summit. Take care.